Exercise 204, it has the title Unit Pricing, but it's very similar to simplifying rates, which was the skill that you perfected back in exercise 203. So we're using that same skill. We're going to be simplifying a rate. Now, I guess this is the application of that. So we've learnt the skill back there. Now we'll see where we use it in a real life situation. So this is not the only place it could be used, of course, but I've chosen to focus on the price of some quantity and comparing the value that you're getting from one brand, say, to the next. And this happens, probably not so much for you, but as you become more responsible for purchasing the groceries, you might need to try and work out whether you should buy the bigger tube of toothpaste or a smaller one, or two different brands of toothpaste. Now, the way that you will decide is you need to reduce the quantity to one. So if we were talking two different sizes of toothpaste, sometimes the bigger quantity isn't always cheaper, but you would want to work out, with your bigger quantity, you would want to work out the cost per one, for example, 1 gram in that situation. And with your smaller one, you would also want to work out the cost per gram. And then you're in a position to compare them and see which one is better value, which one is cheaper per gram of toothpaste, and then make your decision about which one you'll purchase. Of course, unless you just want a very small tube because you may be travelling or some other reason, and you're prepared to pay whatever it costs to get it in that size. So some key words you might be looking for in questions are compare the prices, or which one of these items would be the best buy. Now, when you see those words, you hopefully will make the connection to this process, this mathematical process that we call simplifying a rate. And these are things I really think should go down here. This is what we're learning in this exercise, the application of simplifying a rate, and the way to identify that we need to follow this process will be given in the words of the question. So knowing that we're going to reduce the second quantity to 1, the quantity, if you look at this example, the same cooking oil is available in 2 sizes. You get 500 mils for $4.75 or 750 mils for $6.25. We want to compare the quantity. This is the quantity, and this is the quantity. We want to know what 1 mil costs in this situation and what 1 mil costs in this situation. So we're actually going to write the unit price for each bottle. We're going to get the rate or the unit price written appropriately. So in cooking oil 1, we know it was going to cost $4.75 per 500 mils. And that would be called it's not down to 1 unit yet, but we will be able to reduce it to what 1 mil in that size actually costs. So for every 1 mil, how much am I paying when I buy that size bottle? And in bottle 2, it is $6.45 for 750 mils. So obviously it's more, costing more. I'm getting more. We just have to be careful. This may not work out to be cheaper to buy the bigger bottle. In many cases, it does work out that way, but sometimes you just have to be a little bit careful. Let's see what's going to happen here, because this is what you're asked to do in B. Which size bottle is the best value? Okay, we want to know how much 1 ml of this will be. I'm sure you have perfected this from the last exercise, and you know that you've got to divide by 500. So the step you're doing here is $4.75 divided by 500, and likewise over here you want to reduce this also to 1 ml, so you'll do $6.45, but this time to reduce to 1 you need to divide by 750, so we're dividing by 750. Please set your work out this way. It's a fail-safe method. You can see exactly what you're doing. You're not trying to remember what needs to be divided. Is it the first term or the second term? Don't focus so much on that. Understand what you're wanting to do. We're wanting to change 750 mils down to 1 ml. So in converting this first one, you can see that I've used the fraction button, but I've put the amount in cents. I think it makes more sense now to talk about the cents per mil. So you can see then the calculator brings it up as a fraction. If I press F to D, fraction to decimal, you can see that the cost is 0.95 cents, so less than 1 cent. And that gives, or we write that as 0.95 cents. That's less than a cent per mil. I'll go through the same process then for bottle 2. And when you do this calculation, and again you can see on the calculator I've converted the dollars to cents, you get 0.86 cents per mil. So which is the better value? Well, for each mil you're only paying 0.86 of 1 cent per mil. Over here you're paying 0.95 cents per mil. So obviously bottle 2 is the better buy, and I guess that would be the one you would purchase, of course depending on whether you can afford $6.45. If all you've got is $5, then obviously you can't buy the better purchased one. You'd have to go with $4.75. I think you're right then to work through exercise 204.